A Chinese motorhome just pulled up to a campsite, stopped, and grew a second floor. Glass walls rose from the roof. A balcony appeared, and then, from inside, someone took the elevator down to the ground floor. That is a real vehicle. It exists. It drives on public roads. And it costs less than half of what some of the other motorhomes on this list charge. But here is the thing. That Chinese motorhome, as wild as it sounds, had to earn the #1 spot on this list, because the competition includes a motorhome that turns into a boat the moment it hits water. There is one carrying a Bugatti inside a hydraulic garage. One was designed by the same studio that shapes Ferraris. And one has a fully certified helipad on its roof where you can land an actual helicopter. 9 motorhomes. 9 different answers to the question, how far can you push what a vehicle is allowed to be? Before we get into it, if you enjoy videos like this, hit the like button right now. These take a serious amount of research and time to put together, and every like pushes this to more people who would love it. Subscribe as well, so you never miss what we cover next. Some of these vehicles will make you question your entire definition of luxury. Some will make you wonder how an engineer even came up with the idea. And by the time we reach #1, you will understand why one country just rewrote the rules for an entire industry. Let's count down. Number 9. Romoto T8, the cabin that rotates. New Zealand is one of those places that looks like someone turned the graphic settings all the way up. Mountains that seem painted, fjords that stretch on forever, beaches that feel completely untouched. So when an architecture firm from New Zealand spent 11 years designing a motorhome, they were not trying to build something comfortable. They were trying to build something worthy of the landscape it would sit in. The Romoto T8 does not look like a motorhome when it is on the move. It looks like a smooth, sealed, aerodynamic pod being towed down the highway. Clean, compact, almost mysterious. Then it stops, and in under a minute, the entire inner cabin rotates 90 degrees outward. Not a panel, not a window. The whole living space physically turns. What was a closed pod is now an L-shaped home, with a covered outdoor terrace, a folding table, synthetic wood flooring, and side panels that block wind from every direction. The windows curve 270 degrees around the interior. Wherever you sit, the landscape wraps around you like you are inside the scenery, not parked beside it. The design is minimalist and Scandinavian, clean lines with nothing wasted. The co-founder describes it as a vehicle built to last over 50 years and be handed down through generations. At a starting price of $268,500, it is not really a purchase. It is an heirloom that also happens to drive. But as beautiful and clever as the Romoto is, the next vehicle does something that no rotating cabin or curved window can compete with. It drives into a lake. Number 8. Terra Wind by Cami, the motorhome that becomes a boat. John Giljam never went to college. He never studied engineering in a classroom. He grew up in South Carolina, learning how to fix tractors. And then, quietly, he built the only motorhome in the world that is also a fully functioning boat. The Terra Wind is 13 meters long and weighs 16 tons. Hidden underneath its luxury exterior is a military-grade aluminum hull built into the base of the vehicle. When you reach the edge of a lake or a river, the driver does not stop and park. The driver engages a marine transmission that redirects the power of a 330 horsepower Caterpillar engine to 2 bronze propellers at the rear, and then it moves through the water at 7 knots. While it floats, the inside feels like a yacht that never needed water to get there. Marble floors, teak cabinets, an 8-jet jacuzzi positioned so you can watch the open water while soaking. The kind of interior you would expect on a vessel that spent its whole life on the sea, not one that drove to the shore on its own wheels an hour earlier. The price sits between $850,000 and $1.2 million. For a single vehicle that completely eliminates the question of whether to take a road trip or a boat trip, that number starts to make a strange kind of sense. From a vehicle that drives into water, we move to ones that reach toward the sky. Number 7. Ferrari Elysium, the one with the helipad. In 2004, 3 engineers who had spent their careers building mega yachts sat down and asked what a motorhome would look like if it was designed with the same ambition as a 100-foot yacht. They started Ferrari, and 13 years later, in 2017, they showed the world the Elysium. It is 45 feet long, metallic gray, and it has a working helipad on the roof. Not a flat decorative surface, not a space they labeled for marketing reasons. A certified, functional landing pad designed to carry a Robinson R-22 helicopter. You can fly to your motorhome, but the roof does more than just hold a helicopter. It is split into 3 zones. A lounge area where you can sit outside as the sun sets, a 2-person hot tub, and the retractable helipad, which folds away neatly when not in use so the rest of the rooftop stays comfortable and usable. Inside, the yacht mentality continues. 3 75-inch 4K televisions, a fireplace, a wine cellar, a steam shower, the kind of interior that makes a 5-star hotel suite feel like it is not trying hard enough. Ferrari never put the Elysium on official sale. Estimates place its value between $2.5 and $3.5 million. It exists not as a product you can simply order, but as proof of what becomes possible when engineers stop asking, "Is this reasonable?" and start asking, "Is this possible?" The answer was yes, but the next builder took that same question and applied it to something even more theatrical. Number 6. Anderson Mobile Estates, The Heat, Hollywood's home on 22 wheels. Sylvester Stallone was the one who made the call. He had seen what Anderson Mobile Estates could build, and when Will Smith needed a home base for the filming of Men in Black 3, Stallone pointed him in one direction. Will Smith listened, and he spent $2.5 million on something called The Heat. The Heat runs on 22 wheels. From the outside, moving down a highway, it looks like a large premium trailer. Impressive, but not shocking. Then it parks, and 8 hydraulic pistons begin to rise, lifting the entire roof of the vehicle. A full second floor unfolds from above, and what was a trailer is now a 2-story structure. That second floor is a private cinema, 30 seats, full screening capability. The kind of room you would find in a boutique film club in the middle of a city, now sitting on top of a vehicle parked in whatever lot the film crew called home that week. Inside the ground floor, $300,000 worth of custom leather covers every surface. The bathroom alone costs $25,000 and features a glass door that turns completely opaque at the push of a single button. Not frosted, not tinted. Fully opaque, on demand, in under a second. Will Smith lived in The Heat on location for both Men in Black 3 and The Pursuit of Happiness. Today, if you want to experience it for a night, The Heat is available for rent in Elgin, Texas, for $9,000 per night. From a Hollywood icon with a pop-up cinema, we shift to vehicles built not for film sets, but for the kind of people who need to bring their car collection with them wherever they go. Number 5. Marquis Mobile Element, Palazzo Superior, $3 million of hand-built ambition. When the Marquis Mobile Element Palazzo Superior is coming toward you on a highway, your brain takes a second to process what it is looking at. The windshield is circular, pulled straight from helicopter cockpit design. The rim covers are 36 inches wide, borrowed from race car engineering. The entire silhouette looks like it was drawn by someone who had never seen a conventional motorhome and was given no restrictions. The Austrian firm Mobil built this by pulling from three completely different worlds: motorsport, aviation, and luxury yachting. No single one of these industries was enough on its own. The result costs $3 million and takes between 8 and 10 months to complete for each individual buyer. There is no assembly line. Every single unit is built by hand, from scratch, for one specific customer. The feature that separates it from almost everything else on this list is the Sky Lounge. At the push of a button, a fully enclosed terrace rises from the roof. It comes up with its walls already in place, integrated furniture already positioned, and radiant heating already running in the floor beneath your feet. You push a button, and a furnished room appears above you. Inside, the master bedroom is built around a king-size bed made by Hypnos. If that name means nothing to you, Hypnos is the official bed supplier to the British royal family. The same standard of bed found in Buckingham Palace is in this motorhome, parked in a field somewhere in Austria. $3 million. 8 to 10 months, one at a time. That is the Palazzo Superior, and it would be the most obsessive vehicle on this list if it were not for the one that follows it. Number 4. Volkner Mobile Performance S, the motorhome with a Bugatti inside. There is a very specific problem that a very small number of people in the world genuinely face. You own a Bugatti Chiron. You want to take a long road trip, but you cannot exactly park a Bugatti at a roadside campsite and feel comfortable walking away from it. So what do? Volkner Mobile from Germany answered that question. And the answer is exactly as extravagant as it sounds. The Performance S has a hydraulic garage built into the side of the vehicle. A platform slides out from the body of the motorhome, and sitting inside that platform is space for a full-size supercar. A Bugatti Chiron fits. A Porsche 911 fits. A Ferrari 458 fits. The car travels inside the motorhome, protected, until you arrive wherever you are going. When the car rolls out onto the platform, that platform immediately becomes an outdoor terrace. You sit on it, drink something, look at the view. When you are done, the car goes back in, the platform retracts smoothly into the body, and you drive to the next destination. The interior of the motorhome itself features a Burmester audio system that costs $55,000 on its own. The furniture is built from macassar wood, the same material used in private jets and high-end yacht interiors. Nothing inside this vehicle was chosen because it was affordable. Everything was chosen because it was the best available. The total package, with the Bugatti included, reaches approximately $7.7 million. The garage costs more than the living space. That sentence somehow makes complete and logical sense when you are talking about this vehicle. From a motorhome that carries a supercar, we move into the world of designers who usually build something that travels at 200 miles per hour, not 20. Number 3. AS Future ET by Pininfarina. When Ferrari's designer builds a home, Pininfarina designed the Ferrari 458 Italia. They shaped the Maserati Gran Turismo. When Pininfarina signs their name to a project, the entire industry stops and pays attention, because their work does not just look beautiful, it changes how people think about what is possible. In 2024, they revealed the AS Future ET, a fully electric motorhome with no combustion engine, no exhaust, and no engine noise. When it is moving, the only sound is the hum of electric motors and the road beneath the tires. When it parks, the only sound is the slide-out walls extending and the world around you settling into silence. Those walls, when fully extended, open the interior to 37 square meters. That is the floor area of a small apartment in Paris or Milan. Not a tight RV space where you squeeze past the kitchen to get to the bed. A real apartment, on wheels, that drove itself to your campsite. The detail that genuinely reframes what off-grid travel means is the water system. The AS Future ET pulls humidity directly from the surrounding air and converts it into clean drinking water, up to 50 liters every single day. Park this vehicle in the middle of a desert, run the system overnight, and wake up with enough fresh water to cook, drink, and wash. No hookup, no supply line, no tank to refill. The air around you becomes the resource. The base stationary version starts at $98,000. The drivable version was set for production in 2025. A Ferrari designer building a zero-emission motorhome that makes its own water from the air would be the most forward-thinking entry on this list in any other year. But two more vehicles remain, and they represent something bigger than one company's vision. Number 2. Dettel RV Carbonic Liner 78 Carbon Fiber, at a price no one expected. In August of 2023, a group of engineers from China's Sichuan province did something that got very little attention at the time, but made a significant impression on everyone who saw it. They loaded up 3 motorhomes and drove them 13,200 kilometers to Dusseldorf, Germany. That is the kind of distance most people would take a flight for. They drove it. Because arriving in the vehicles they were about to present made a statement that no booth decoration ever could. They were heading to the Caravan Salon, the most important motorhome trade show in the world. The event where European manufacturers, who had built and defined this industry for decades, gather to show what they have been working on. And into that room walked a team from Sichuan with motorhomes they had built themselves. A year later, they returned with the Carbonic Liner 78. The body of this motorhome is made from carbon fiber, not panels with carbon fiber trim, not a carbon fiber accent on the hood. The entire body structure, the material used in Formula One cars and military fighter jets, built into a production motorhome priced above $150,000. At that price range, no other manufacturer on Earth offers a carbon fiber body. It is lighter than conventional materials, stronger under stress, and more resistant to the kind of long-term damage that normal road travel causes. The Carbonic Liner 78 is 7.84 meters long. It has 2 lateral slide-out extensions that expand the living space when parked, automatic hydraulic stabilizers that level the vehicle on uneven terrain without any manual adjustment, and a 1,000-watt solar system feeding power to everything inside. The interior features heated flooring throughout, a rain shower, and a self-managing ceramic toilet system. The story of driving 13,000 kilometers to stand in front of European manufacturers and say, "We are here to compete," is the kind of move that shifts an industry's perception. And it worked. The Carbonic Liner got attention not just for what it was, but for the confidence behind it. That confidence, taken to its absolute furthest conclusion, is what sits at number 1. Number 1. SAIC Maxus Life Home V90 Villa Edition, the rolling skyscraper. SAIC is the largest automaker in China. When they decided to enter the luxury motorhome market, they did not sit down and study what the Europeans were doing so they could match it. They approached the problem from a completely different angle. They asked what a motorhome would look like if it was designed with the logic of a building rather than the logic of a vehicle. The result is the V90 Villa Edition, and it earns the number 1 spot on this list, not because of one extraordinary feature, but because of what you get when you stack everything it does on top of each other and realize it is all sitting on 4 wheels. While it is moving, the V90 looks like a premium motorhome. Sleek, well-proportioned, nothing on the outside tells you what is coming. Then it parks, and it begins to transform. The hydraulic side extensions deploy first. The ground floor expands to 20 square meters. For a vehicle that just pulled into a campsite that is already a generous and comfortable living space, heated floors throughout, smart climate control, premium finishes on every surface. Then the roof begins to rise. The entire upper structure lifts hydraulically to reveal a complete second floor, not a raised ceiling, not a sleeping loft with barely enough room to sit up, a full second story with tempered glass walls on all sides, giving you an unobstructed view in every direction from an elevated position above the surrounding landscape. There is a walkout balcony on the second floor. You can step outside, stand above the campsite, and look across whatever you have parked beside. A mountain range, a coastline, a forest. You are standing on the balcony of your motorhome's second floor. The glass walls are built with transparent OLED technology. When the screen is off, they are completely clear glass walls and you see straight through them to the outside. When the screen is on, the wall itself becomes a television. There is no screen mounted to a panel, no frame bolted to a surface. The architecture of the room is the entertainment system. The wall you look through to see the sunrise in the morning is the same surface you watch a film on at night. And then there is the elevator. Not a folding staircase, not a ladder built into the wall. A fully working, single-person elevator that connects the ground floor to the second floor of the motorhome. It moves quietly, it operates with a button, and it is the only feature of its kind in any production motorhome anywhere in the world. No European manufacturer built this. No American manufacturer built this. SAIC built it, and they priced the entire vehicle at approximately $413,000 in China. To put that number in context, the Marchi Mobile costs $3 million. The Volkner Mobile with the Bugatti costs $7.7 million. The V90 Villa Edition, with its second floor, its OLED glass walls, its walkout balcony, and its working elevator, costs $413,000. That is less than half the price of the Marchi Mobile, less than a third of the Volkner Mobile. What SAIC built with the V90 is not just a motorhome that wins a features competition. It is a vehicle that changed the question. Before it existed, engineers designing motorhomes were asking how to make a single-story box feel more like a home. After the V90, the question became, how many floors can we add? What can the walls do? Where does the elevator go? That shift in thinking is what number one looks like. Not just the best vehicle on the list, the one that changed what everyone else has to think about next. 9 Motorhomes, a rotating cabin from New Zealand built to last 50 years. A South Carolina tractor mechanic who built a vehicle that drives into lakes. A Hollywood mansion on 22 wheels with a pop-up cinema. A German motorhome carrying a Bugatti in its side garage. A Ferrari designer's vision of a fully electric, water-generating home. Chinese engineers driving 13,000 kilometers just to show up and compete. And at the top, a 2-story rolling skyscraper with glass walls, a walkout balcony, and a working elevator. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button and subscribe so you are here for the next one. Now I want to hear from you. If you could drive away in any one of these 9 right now, which one are you taking and where are you going? Drop your answer in the comments below. I read every single one.